Hi, Hiram here. In my last video I had mentioned that I had a couple of ways that I was thinking about adding a handle onto this. This was to answer a question that I got from, and I apologize, I'm going to goof up this name, alzathoth. I'll put the name across the bottom here. He had said, or they had said, have you had any thoughts about adding a handle or hanging bail onto the bot? He's considering this pot, but he wants it for cooking convenience. So I had been thinking about something like that. One of the things that I played with, now in the last video I had said about this can bit where you can cut this off, because if you take a large can, cut off the top and bottom with a side cutter, it snugs on there real nice. So if you cut this down to like this length, all you'd have to do is cut a couple of slits in this, bend this metal up, punch a hole in it, and you can use baling wire for a hanger on this. I think that's probably going to be a pretty good one. But I'm going to show these two just for other ways to do things. One I was thinking about was getting a hose clamp, the size that'll fit on this. Now this is a little bit more expensive than a can, but I just happen to have one of these around. You can make it that it fits on there. See, it holds the can up, because there's a lip on the top of this can that gives you something to grab onto. So if you have something like this hose clamp, you could punch a hole or even just wrap baling wire around this and make yourself a bail with that. A little more expensive, but a way to do it. The other thing you could do is just use baling wire and wrap it around this. Now, I usually carry some baling wire with me. This is something that I have here. It's galvanized steel wire. This is 18 gauge. You can get larger or smaller depending on what you want. But you pull out a piece, wrap it around, once again, around that lip, wrap it, and then at the two sides across from each other, fold up a little hook thing there on this side and the other side so that it's almost in the middle. This is a little bit off, but I was just rushing this through. So then you've got the wire coming out the front, and all you've got to do is just take your multi-tool or something and wrap these together until they're tight on this. A little hard to do this bare-handed, but I think you'll get the idea. As you wrap this around each other, it crimps on this and then holds it tight. So you'd come up, take this, clip it off with your multi-tool, and you've got the makings for a hanging bail. Then you just take more of the galvanized wire, wrap it on the one eye hook or whatever you want to call it, bring it up, cut it to whatever length, however much you need it hanging down, and then bring it over to the other pot, up to the other hanger, and there you got yourself a nice cheap little hanging, little mechanism for hanging the bot over a fire using just plain galvanized wire. When you're done with it, just peel it off, crumple it up, and throw it out with your trash. Take it out. Don't leave it in the woods. Always take it out. And there you got just a little piece of scrap. Cost pennies. Next time you want to do it, just cut yourself another piece of baling wire and you're up and running. So that was a couple of ways to make this hanging into a hanging bot, either using baling wire or maybe the can mechanism. You'd use the same wire on that. This one, thinking back, this is a little silly, unless you happen to have one of these. But I hope that helps. I thank for his question. I thank you for watching. I look forward to your input, questions, remarks, helpful suggestions. And as always, watch for my buddy Max. Bye now.